What's going on, everybody? This is Cy from Forge Physio. Today we are going over knee extension isometrics. So I have a plyo box and I have a squat rack with a safety pin set down at about my ankle position, and then I'm going to use a yoga block as a pad to push into. We can set this up a million different ways. The easiest way is if you're in a commercial gym or have access to a commercial gym, that you sit in a knee extension machine, which will throw an image overlay on, and max out the weight of the machine and then go to a single leg and push into it. And then on that knee extension machine, it has the angle arms where you can typically adjust the angle to where if I was doing like a 90-degree knee flexion push, I could push the angle down. If I wanted to open my knee angle up, I would open the angle up of the knee extension machine. So I don't have access to one of those in this particular gym setup. So we're going to show you guys how I would set it up, and this is how a lot of you are going to be training with like a home gym or more of like a functional style gym, like a CrossFit gym, or just like an open concept gym that doesn't have a ton of equipment. So setting up my plyo box to where my feet can hang, and then essentially what I like to do is I'm just going to put that yoga block into my shin, and then I like to hold on to the squat rack when I go to push. That way I don't feel like the box is going to rise up and feel like I'm gonna flip over, if that makes sense. If you don't have this set up correctly, you're gonna feel like you're lifting your thigh off the table when you go to push, and you're gonna feel way more in your hip flexor than in your quad. And if that's the case, you can just put a 45-pound plate under your hips to elevate you a little bit higher, so that way your foot is hanging, so that when you go to push, you can get as much of a quad contraction as possible without feeling like you're overusing your hip flexors. And then the last piece is you may do best putting a towel or some sort of pad on the edge of the box, so that way when you go to push, you don't feel like the back of your knee is really digging in to the box, okay? And then how long you push and how hard you push is going to be entirely dependent of where you are at on the rehab process, what type of pathology you have going on, and then how much load you can essentially tolerate. So ideally, we're pushing as hard as possible for a set time. If you get irritability within the set, we want you to back off the level of intensity that you are pushing to where it is tolerable. Oftentimes, we will call this a green light activity, meaning it's at your normal symptom level,